विमोचन सरांनी करावं असे मी त्यांना विनंती करते. आणि ऍक्च्युली त्यांनी ते केलेलं आहे. विविध क्षेत्रात मुलांनी मिळवलेल्या घरोघरी यशाची नोंद फोटो सह या डायरीमध्ये आपण करत असतो. तर आज या डायरीचं विमोचन झालेलं आहे. विद्यार्थ्यांना तुम्हाला पण ती बघायला मिळणार आहे. तुम्हाला उत्सुकता असते की आपले फोटोज आहेत का, आपण जे जे यश मिळवलेले आहे, जिथे जिथे नंबर मिळवलेले आहे. विविध शाळांमध्ये मुलं जात असतात, तिथे बक्षिसं मिळवत असतात. अगदी पहिला नंबर, दुसरा नंबर असा येत असतो मुलांचा. सर खूप खूप धन्यवाद डायरीचे विमोचन केल्याबद्दल.
So again, it's my absolute honor and privilege to be in front of you. Again, for this part, I'll keep it really short. When I was talking about panache and thinking about what to say, right, I googled it, and one of the things it says is panache is all about flamboyant confidence. And when you look at the synonyms of panache, it talks about words like style, flair, flamboyance, and also flair and elan. And it's all about the multiple intelligences which Madam talked about, which are if you read a book called Multiple Intelligence by Howard Gardner, he talks about 7 intelligences which make a human being complete, and it has all the skills like technical skills, spiritual skills, human or organization skills. Of course, multiple intelligence includes your emotional quotient, your intelligent quotient, and your positivity quotient. So it's great to see this event capturing all these 7 intelligences, and this talent fest also has been expanded in last 4 to 5 years on a not just Nagpur level but Vidarbha. So it's my big honor to declare this Panache 2024 to be officially open and inaugurated today. Thank you. So I start my official address now. Again, like I said, this is more for the audience and more the students, because this is a dialogue. So I will get ready for my slides, and in 2 minutes we start the address. It's going to be storytelling, and I'm not going to bore you with a lot of content on the slide. It's going to be 1 photo per slide. Globally, not just regionally. So the first thing is, you think big, you get big. So don't constrain yourself with thinking. I always say, what's the possibility thinking? So if you want to be a prime minister, say that, right? Not everyone will become a Narendra Modi, but you have to dream big. And that's where it starts, right? If you don't have an aspiration, when I have hired at least 1,000 people for Procter & Gamble globally, right? Whether in US or Australia or Japan or Thailand or Singapore or Vietnam or China. And when I hire these people, I look at whether they can think big. What's the aspiration? I typically will hire a person who tells me at the campus interview that I want to be you in 10 years. And again, it is not possible to be me in 10 years, but the point is, it starts with a dream. And if you have a dreamer, the person can become an achiever with right coaching and with right attitude, and we are going to talk about it. So this would be my simple thing, that a milestone is not your destination. So becoming an India PS leader is a milestone. It's not your destination. You can think big and you can become a global leader. Dr. D.R. Pandey talked about I being number 2 globally, and the number 1 who has made it possible to a level is a person from actually India. His name is Shailesh Jezurikar, and he is the Chief Operating Officer of P&G today, and it was unthinkable for a Maharashtrian and Indian to lead a multinational. I think you have talked about, Satya Nadella. I think the American corporation, most of the corporate CEOs now are from India. You talk about Satya Nadella. So Satya Nadella, was a classmate of Shailesh Jezurikar, who is now Chief Operating Officer of P&G. You have obviously very, very different people. Most of the IT companies, as you know, are led by Indians. We had Indra Nooyi, who was Pepsi's CEO globally. So most of these are people who have been educated through this system and who are leading the world. And we jokingly say that corporate America is led by Indians who have been part of this product, schooling system, which is the Macaulay education system of 10 plus 2 plus 4. And now they are leading the world. And that's because we also have the drive, which is autonomy, mastery and purpose, which is not there in other parts of the world. So we will talk that, but this is my first learning. Second learning, and this is something I will give credit to my wife, Swapna Mirashi, who is not here today. She is in Singapore, as my daughter is into high school and, preparing for her grade 10 examination. But what's very, very important for me is I learned from her one very, very big lesson of life, which is, it's all about going out of your comfort zone. If you stay in a pond, you can become a big fish in that same pond. But you need to have courage to step out of that pond. And I still remember, when I was based in Singapore and I was leading a regional supply chain for one of my categories, we were walking around the swimming pool in our condominium in Singapore, and I was being considered for a job in Sydney, Australia. And I was not very comfortable taking that plunge because, Australia is a Caucasian, it's like typically the white males who dominate that country. And, they didn't have a very good insight or idea about Indians, and they won't be, happy being led by an Indian. Like we always say in cricket also, you see sometimes the sledging which happens from Aussie cricketers. And so having an Indian lead them wouldn't have been the easiest experience. And so I wasn't very comfortable accepting that job. And she told me just this one thing, that hey Sachin, progress happens only when you go out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, you will never be able to make a difference. And of course, she supported me through that. My daughter was just 3 years old, so we had her age 3 to age 6 experience through Sydney. But I can tell you, we've all matured as a family through that particular experience. And it is truly about going out of comfort zone, because I wasn't happy going to Australia because I was thinking I will not be able to influence Caucasians. I also had heard a lot of stories. I think the other important thing that time is there were riots happening against Indian students in Australia. And so people actually, a lot of my family members said it's unsafe to go to Australia now because you would not get the support system. You may be still safe within PNG, but what will your family do? And that's where my wife told me that we will take care of ourselves, you take care of yourself, and you follow your dream. And the point I'm making here is that simple plunge like a fish.